Oh, nice, nice. I'm so glad that we were able to have this conversation and just catch up. So I think in closing, I think I'll just finish with what would you what are like 3 things you tell anyone in primary or going just about transition into high school, 3 things you tell them to just hold on to and be present for? I think there's a lot of struggle, like a lot of us saying there are many things we'll be present for, but I think I also really wished I could have danced on those desks more, because I still find myself, breaking into dance now, and I'm like, you didn't dance enough. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I'm like, we did not kill that table enough. But but yeah, so what are some of the 3 things you'd say to be present for as you're growing? Because there's that insistence, we have to grow up. I have to say I'm 15. I need to say I'm 16. But yeah. 3 things.
I'm not sure you'll be able to talk people out of that, Neema.
I know, right?
But it's such a natural desire to want to be bigger.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's so difficult because we were told the same thing, weren't we? Everyone was like, enjoy this time, you will miss it. And we were like, what are you talking about? I have no money of my own.
Yes.
And then all of us are like, when I'm 19, I am moving out of this house.
19
Me, I want to go back home. Nani nyonye. I'm dancing. I am so tired. Oh my God.
I know.
Every day, bills on bills.
Bills. Yeah.
No one. Okay, then maybe I can change it from maybe being present, but what would you, just your 3 things to take away for anyone
would do differently?
Yes, and especially in this era of social media, because even us as adults, honestly, the struggle is real with social media. We're not gonna
It's tough.
It's so real. So it's just hard being a human in 2021. That's just a fact. Yeah, so anyway, just you can say 3 things to any age. It doesn't have to be the younger us.
Did you guys hear about the story that's been trending right now in South Africa? This girl committed suicide. There's a video that a young girl. How old is she? Who else has had that story?
I've heard it. I think she was being bullied or something.
Yeah, there was something. Yeah. She was being bullied or something. But then what triggered the whole thing? There was a video of this other girl slapping her continuously. And I watched that video. It was horrible to watch. And then it went viral. And this girl, she just took her life. After that, she just couldn't handle. And I think even...
Sorry, Eva, did you see the letter she wrote before she committed suicide?
Yeah, but I also watched an interview with the family, and they were saying that they had not seen any letter. So I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. I watched her interview with her brother, and he was saying they're not sure. They've seen it also on social media. So, but I saw that letter where she was just so hurt by how those people had treated her. And even if you watch the video of how she's being slapped by that other chick, Yani, and the girls around there, you know what you said, Sylvia, about not speaking up? Sometimes even your silence is an action, or your inaction is action, So all the other girls around there, they're just standing watching, and there are others heckling like, hey, hey, with every slap. And then finally, these other 2 chicks come and kind of stop it, but you can see they're just stopping it. So it was entertainment for her, for others, her humiliation. And I think we've also watched a lot of other stories of increased suicide amongst teens, very young people committing suicide. What would I say? Number 1, it's not always gonna be as bad as you're feeling it is right now. That's something even I, as an adult, tell myself. I have bad days, and on those days I tell myself,
Yeah.
I won't feel like this forever.
Forever, yeah.
If you keep that hope within you, and your hope might be in Christ, if you're a believer, or if, whatever other religion you have, that sometimes can be your hope, your sense of hope. It's so good, important to have that thing that you hope, that gives you hope and courage to go through hard times, and keep your head high. So there will be bad days, but don't allow those bad days to consume you. Don't feel like it's the end, because actually, imagine it's not. It's not the end. There are very bad days, and everybody has very, very bad days. But find a way to cope. Like I think even Hazel mentioned, find your coping mechanism. Find your thing, the thing that you do when things are sad, when things are depressing. Find that thing that you do. I think people have talked about journaling. I don't know, about music. There's so many things. Educate yourself. Google what to do when you're sad. How do I? That's so important, to always know that it's not gonna be as bad as you're feeling it is right now. Because I think when you're a teenager, everything feels so heavy.
Amplified. Yeah.
It's amplified. Even like I think back to the crash I had on DNG, and it was unrealistic. What was that? It was madness. My God. Can you imagine walking around with a cutout from a newspaper picture of somebody in your wallet all through high school? Yeah. Anyway, there's that. Number one. So even in your very bad days, know that just allow yourself to pass through it, because it's gonna get better. And number two, find someone to talk to about stuff, right? I remember I had friends who in high school, when I had a happy story, there were my Moshene people. Then when I needed somebody who I knew was of sound reasoning and mature, I would go and sit down with people for counsel. There's some friends of mine who I would sit with them for counsel, to share words of wisdom with. Then there are friends who were just for good times. So have those avenues, create them, and they might be within you, and they might be with your parents. Some people have tight relationships with their parents, or they might be with your friends. But have a place to let out. Safe places to let out. Don't confide in the wrong people or get wrong counsel. Neema, they have to be 3.
No. They don't have to be 3. 3 was just there.
With 3.
No, 3.
So mine were, know that it won't forever be bad. So have some hope to have a way to get things out. And 3, I'll just go back to what I said before. Try and learn yourself and be proud of yourself. Keep building on your self-confidence, on self-love. Keep taking time to really think. Take time out to think. Take yourself away from chaos and think about, who are you? What is your family dynamic? What do you want to achieve for yourself? Have those little small intuitive self-assessing moments. I wish I had done them earlier. I'm only learning how to do them when I'm much older. I wish I'd done them earlier. When you self-assess, when you sit down, what about my personality do I need to improve on? Can I be kinder to people? Can I be slower to anger? All those things. And they usually, even religion helps with these things, because it helps you, have something you're aspiring to. That's it.
Okay. So we have 7 minutes, so we could just go quickly and say our unless we want to do one more comeback. But
it's okay to say no. No one will die. It's okay.
Wow.
Like, please say no if you don't want to do something. It's really not a must for you to do it. You don't even need to give an explanation as to why I don't want to do it. I will not do it. So don't allow peer pressure to consume you, people pleasing. Because I feel like most people, especially in high school, it's all about people pleasing. And oh my God, that thing can really come back and haunt you later on in life. Because now trying to undo all that, if this is something that it's become a habit for you. So now again, to start unlearning the habit of pleasing again is just a habit. You need therapy, first of all, for that. There's no money for therapy. So things, no, just say no. Say no. And then the second one is having a support system. It's also important. For me, I felt like my support system was more of friends than family. So that's also okay. Family, it's not a tier because if you grow up like in maybe a toxic family, not that my family was toxic, but you're just not comfortable talking to them about certain things. You can confide in friends. You have your aunties, you have teachers in school, you have kids who are in a higher class than you. Just confide in them and just talk about your feelings. And then the third one is peace of mind. Do not allow anyone to come and disrupt your peace of mind because it affects everything. Because for me, even right now, if my personal life is struggling, it affects everything.
Everything, yeah.
Literally, like I just shut down. I completely shut down. So I feel like it's really important to just take a break for a little while. Because for me, actually, right now, I hate to admit it and I hate to say it, but I really hate my career. I have fallen out of love with special effects, and I'm trying to do other things that will bring me back to why I even did it in the beginning. And I know it's all about just peace of mind because I'm dealing with so much. There's my son, and then there's the business, and then there's this pandemic situation happening. You just shut down. You just shut down. Just work on your mental health and just make sure no one or nothing is disrupting your peace of mind. Yes.
Okay. So for me, I don't know how many minutes are left, but I think
we have to come back clearly to finish.
If it's Kachika's on me again, it's fine.
Okay.
But for me, I think I would say be open to learning. You know, as a teenager, that age, teenager into your 20s, you think you know. I mean, I think at every stage we think we know, but we really don't know. So I would say be open to hear what. Fine, go through, make your mistakes, but don't repeat mistakes of like other people, especially when they've advised you. Just be open to be like, okay, just even though just take the information and put it at the back of your mind and just say, Enya, if I go down this road, this is what I should expect. You know, at least you can manage your expectations, or you can be well armored, you know. So yeah, especially when you're a teenager, you just know everything. You think you know, but just listen. Just take that info, put it at the back of your mind, have your fun, do what you need to do, be you. But yeah, I would say it's important to armor yourself, because the decisions you make today will definitely affect who you are tomorrow. That's what I would say.
Okay, somebody can go. There's still some time.
Yeah, mine is different. I definitely agree with everything that's been said, but I'd also add, don't be afraid to question the status quo. And it's a very scary thing to do, even as an adult. But I think it's important not to just do things because everyone is doing them, but actually think for yourself, why would you want to do that? Yeah. Be your own independent mind and person. Don't have two others. So I think
that's good. That's good.
That's a good one.
I think, I don't know if there's anyone else. I'll try quickly. Give yourself grace, you know, the way you're kind to other people, be just as kind to yourself. Then don't take life too seriously. I know it might be a bit contradictory what else you said, but allow yourself to have fun, whatever that looks like to you, and obviously safely, responsibly, within boundaries. But yes, allow yourself to have fun and enjoy you. I know everyone will tell you this, but enjoy the age you're at, whatever that looks like. Yeah, be afraid to, for a little while, dance on a table, be on the noisemakers list. Imagine you won't die. Yeah. So yeah, keep
like that. I like that. I like that. I was also going to just also add that fun part, like don't be afraid to have fun. Even getting in trouble is fine, but not to the extent of the law. But getting in trouble with small things is still fine. Have the fun that you need to be present for that, because there'll be a season when life will need you to be so serious. There's no time for those things. So when you have the chance, have the fun. Don't be too timid. And yes, maybe you have grown up in a timid environment, but maybe you can learn to break away from it also. And have fun. Just truly have fun.
Neema.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. Can I quickly remind you about something? We had your mom was a therapist, right? And there was this camp that she organized called the self-esteem camp.
Yes.
When we were in class 7.
Yeah, I think
class 7 came for it.
Yeah.
And that thing changed my life, by the way, in many ways. Because one of the things that I learned, the one that I carry with me, is that I did not know. There was a time, one of the first classes we had, she asked us to draw ourselves and to nazimwa.
Almost. Inarudi.
Kesho amejitoa.
Neema, and whisper to your mother that I'm thankful, because the one thing I remember to date is that one of the first things we were asked to do, we were told to draw a picture of yourself and then circle all the parts that people have said negative things about. Guys, I drew so many parts of me, my nose, my ears. First of all, I've just remembered I had this insane thought. Now I think it's insane, then I didn't know. I thought I had mascule pepe. I was so convinced. So there was this thing I used to do where I would like tie a bandana. I had a bandana phase, and I would like make sure the bandana is lying on my ears, like, because I always felt like if my ears just lay flat on my head, like I'd be prettier. And you know, imagine if somebody who you guys thought was so confident was having those feelings. Things go through a lot. And so when she asked us to circle, I realized I circled so many parts of myself. You guys, do you remember making fun of my chin? People used to make fun of my chin in primary. Like they used to say it's sharp.
Really?
Yes. I have a sharp chin. I do have a sharp chin. Because if I smile at certain way, I have a sharp chin. But it's beautiful, right? Like now.
Yeah.
But then I felt, so I circled so many parts of me. My eyes. People used to tell me I have big eyes. My nose, I circled it. I don't know what was my issue with my nose, but I also circled my nose. But I circled so many parts of me. And after I did that and I looked at that picture, I remember thinking, oh gosh, you know, why am I carrying around all these things? So another thing with self-image, and you'll be told a lot of things, and people make these passing remarks about your body, and then those things stick with you. It's like your gum, you're sticky, and people are just throwing things at you, and they stick, and then they go about their way. They go away and they have a good day and a good life, and you get stuck with these things. So I would tell them also to what's the word? Periodically sit down and think about your self-image, for real. Especially this time, I don't know how they're surviving with IG, because even me sometimes I go online and I'm like,
exactly.
Yeah, even you
a lot.
You're like,
I need to get out.
You know, even
and
before we
it's
had
so
this call, I told you guys
it's so subtle.
You know? Yeah, it is. It's horrible. And so now more than ever, they also need to sit down and think about their self-image and intentionally let go of all the negative things that have been said about you. And begin to speak positive things about you. That's another thing my therapist was telling me the other day. She was telling me, how often do you talk good things to yourself? When you think, you know that voice in your head that talks to you?
Yeah.
Do you intentionally tell yourself good things?
It is so
and you'd be so surprised that if you're having a down day, and lately I've been having some down days, I've actually made it a thing where I go and sit down somewhere quietly and begin to affirm myself, you know?
Wow.
You are beautiful. you're confident, you've come such a long way, you're smart. And I tell myself these things, and you'll be surprised. It feels stupid even sometimes as you do it, but it actually affects how you feel about yourself. Something happens on the inside. So things have been said about you, you're probably carrying them subconsciously. Sit down and write those things. What are those things that people have been telling you, about your physique, about your all those things, and then begin to unpick them, sift them. Say, no, this is not true. This is not true. This is not true. And then replace them with good things about yourself. Yeah, sorry, Neema.
No, that's good. That is
I remembered
really
that, the self-esteem card. It was fantastic.
I think just to add on.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Can I? Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll be very quick. Just to add on to what Eva said, because it just really resonated with me. I think even as doing it in front of the mirror, because it's something I do. I think maybe I was 26, 27. I just said, I said, you start looking in the mirror like, oh, by the way, Silvia, you're beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. And, you hear your parents telling you that, but that doesn't count. Yeah. So just, it doesn't count. Your parents, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So so I think sometimes even just looking at yourself in the mirror and telling that to yourself, I don't know, it really does something. And, just to second what Eva said, that positive self-talk, especially when you're going through it, it's so important just to remind yourself of how far you've come. And it might not look like it, but if you actually look at all maybe you've achieved or you've accomplished, or especially if you longed to achieve something, you had certain ambitions, it's good to remind yourself that you've done it. You passed KCP, you've done it. Those small, celebrate yourself, because other people will tell you, but it won't be as important until you actually start believing it. So yes, just to second everything that Eva has said.
Yeah, that is so true.
And to third it.
Okay.
Wait. But as much as you guys are saying, look in front of the mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful, you got a girl. But you see, you also need to surround yourself with people who are positive thinkers. Because if you tell yourself these things, yes, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, blah, blah, blah. But you have people here telling you and you're worthless, you're not beautiful. So with time, you start believing these things. So even everything else that you said, all the positive thoughts that you're feeding yourself are useless. You have to surround yourself with positive people. Thank you. Goodbye.
Hey.
Thanks, Grace. That is so true.
100% agree. I was going to say, because we're all millennials, there are affirmation apps in case the thoughts don't come straight into your head.
Okay.
Like I use one called I Am every day, and sometimes you may not have the thought, but then you see something and you're like, and yeah, I am that thing, and it gives you that boost. So yeah, there are apps you can find on your Play Store.
Yeah. I didn't know.
That's great. I'm gonna look for it. Is it free?
Yeah, it's free.
Kenyan mentality.
The economy ni ngumu, man.
The way Jaden is not showing us love, we have to find ways.
I know, but it's true, because your self-worth is so important, because now it affects also the kind of partner you pick. I think that's another important. And friends. Yes, like for the teens out there, know who you are, so that by the time you're in your 20s, even when this guy is cutting you, but his words don't match his actions, you can be like, hey, bana, I already know. Like for me, I feel like I was raised in I was sheltered so much. Then it didn't help that we're in a girls' school only. I was in a girls' school only for a long period of time. So niliumia. Hey, like the way Hazel said, it was necessary, but it was extremely painful. It was necessary for me to now be like, it took me a long time to know my worth. Otherwise, now any guy who comes along, you're just like, anyway. And unfortunately, if you don't know your worth, then you kind of are drawn to the guys who kind of continuously break you down, you know. But if you know who you are, then you're like, okay, no, I can't take that. I need the people, you know, like the way Grace was saying, now you have the people around you who actually affirm you as well, you know. So that foundation is so important, even at that period where now things are so shaky. You're like, who am I? Where am I going? My boobs are growing, my butt is growing, my thighs are getting thicker, you know, I'm getting acne, or my, you know, all those things. So it's important, even through the changes, you know, you're beautiful and you're growing and you're a flower. You continuously continue to open up, you know. Yeah. So
we need a whole session for boys.
Hey, that's a book.
Yes.
That's a book.
Yes, we do.
That's
Like, look at Grace's face.
that's a weekend challenge.
It's a weekend challenge.
yeah.
No, boys are to be discussed for sure. Maybe we can do even a part 2 eventually at some point, because this series is continuous. I'll just stop at episode 8 to close this season, and then we'll continue as other topics of sisterhood. But guys, I think we can go on and on and on. But I think
we started yesterday.
I know.
We did.
We are finished today. I think there's so much juice and so much benefit in what you guys have said. And I know other women, even our own age, and people who need to look back and see, okay, where was I broken the most? Where was I hurt the most? And those who are actually young in preteens can all benefit, so that we continue to try and be whole human beings, so that we're not affecting the children we're going to give birth to, affecting the relationships we have, and not that, you know, we're human, we'll always make mistakes. But we can work on being a bit more self-aware, for the benefit of not ourselves but also others, also ourselves and others. So mine is to say thank you, and then we can do an official goodbye here, so that it
Thank
helps
you for
with
putting us
editing.
together.
Yes. No
yes,
problem.
I feel I've found new friends now.
I know, right?
I know.
I'm always meeting Wakesho, and we never have these awesome conversations. Wakesho.
Yeah.
What's up?
Like, Aki,
and then I found out that Hazel is in Nairobi. She's not even looking for me. What's up with that?
And you know the back message and reach out was coming.
Right. Aki, you know, Hazel and I only talk on birthdays. And then Grace, you have a son and I have a son. What's up with that?
I know.
Be playing together. We should be bonding. I think I'll reach out to some people. I've taken note of some questions that are being asked about therapies. Grace has talked about something to do with the son, which I think I have a little bit of something to share with. So we will side by and have our side chat.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Also, guys, for all the therapist numbers, I think I'm going to also post that online. So if your therapist don't mind their numbers going up, for the sake of those who are in spaces that need therapy, because honestly, we all need it. Therapy and Jesus go hand in hand in this day. Yes, and he has created them so that they can help us also.
True.
So yes, anyway, so we can do an official bye, guys, and then we can close our own Q&A too.
People can leave at their leisure.
Yeah, people can leave at their leisure.
Grace, why am I thinking Grace will just be like, and you know, Grace already said bye.
Yeah, Grace will just be like,
I was about to do that. I was just my fingers on my
Grace was asleep, guys. We woke Grace up.
But you guys, thank you so much for taking your time to do this and just speak your thoughts and your opinions about this. I'm so grateful. And yes, hopefully we can do this again, and also the others might be able to join when they're able. Maybe we can look for another better time. But this was so, I think it was also healing. So I'm grateful that we can do this.
Yeah. Thank you for starting this, Neema. Wow, you never know what you're starting, you know. So you know, just keep going. Yeah.
It's so cool. Keep looking young. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Still looking 15.
The rest of us,
Still looking
Hello, guys.
You know, Wakesho said adult acne, and I was like, hallelujah, that is me. It is I. But
There, you guys. Have you seen Neema's hair? How long it is? It's so annoying. Let me tell you.
Oh,
Neema,
hey. Yeah.
It's extremely long.
yeah, Neema must be nice. Must be nice.
that's your hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, stretch it kidogo like this, you see?
It's not that long, but it's not that long. Kuna wale, you know YouTube. Yeah, kuna self-esteem with hair. Hey, YouTube, ukitia YouTube utanyoa nywele. Utanyoa nywele. The pressure is real.
Too much.
Yeah. But yeah, we can say that official bye. So we can just say bye guys.
Bye.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye guys. Okay, thanks.
Guided to where when you're again.